by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
People that turn up, unity we say, nothing couldn't hurt us. This is our game, we love the World Cup. Competition with a purpose. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. They make them nation proud, them play and please the crowd. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. Each game is so intense, attack versus defense. Hey, man, them a baller, man, them a baller. And all the fans are, man, them a baller. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. Them make them nation proud, them play and please the crowd. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. Each game is so intense, attack versus defense. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. And all the fans are here, they've come from everywhere. Stadium full, nobody else can hold. Football we love with heart and soul. Same time I hear all the fans them go. Game time now cause the referee blow. Excitement from the left, the star roll. Which team you feel gon' score the first goal? From all over the world, people that turn up. Unity we say, nothing couldn't hurt us. This is our game, we love the World Cup. Competition with a purpose. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. They make them nation proud, them play and please the crowd. Man, them a baller, man, them a baller. Each game is so intense, attack versus defense. Hey, man, them a baller, man, them a baller. And all the fans are here, they've come from everywhere. You think France gonna take it? I don't know. But think Brazil gonna make it? I don't know. Think Germany gonna get it? I don't know. If you don't bring Spain, you might just regret it. The three lions this year look serious. Argentina, mysterious. Portugal full of stars. Imperious. Italy not here. That's egregious. Wait. Belgium, Netherlands will have a say. Morocco, Senegal have come to play. The US and Canada might find a way. The Mexican team. Man, them a baller. What? Man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller. What? Man, them a baller. Them make them nation proud. Them play and please the crowd. What? Man, them a baller. What? Man, them a baller. Each game is so intense, attack versus defense. Wait. Man, them a baller. What? Man, them a baller. And all the fans are here, they've come from everywhere. Hey, hey, hey. Represent for the team you support. Football are the greatest sport. Link up with your family and friends. World Cup is where the real magic happens. Represent for the team you support. Football are the greatest sport. Awesome, a long World Cup on my mind, and we do it once more in 4 years' time. Man, them a baller. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Man, them a baller. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Man, them a baller. Man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller. Man, them a baller. They make them nation proud. Them play and please the crowd.
All right. We have arrived. We started on June 11 with 48 teams. We're now down to 4. At the end of business today, it's going to be 3. Well, it's going to be 4 technically because the loser today will play a third place on Saturday. But it's a big semi-final. The game that all of us were hoping for at the start of the World Cup. And FIFA, they kept these 4 teams apart deliberately because they didn't want them to meet before the semifinals. And here we are today, heading to Dallas for this massive, this mouth-watering game that is about to get the world to a standstill without question. Before going any further, though, let's just say happy Bastille Day to the French here in Jamaica, the French all over the world, wherever you are watching and listening to us. It's a big day for France in many ways, a national holiday, and of course, it's a World Cup semi-final. It doesn't get better if you're wearing the colors of Le Bleu. It's France against Spain, the champions of Europe, Spain against the title favorites for the World Cup, France. My name is Wayne Walker, and welcome to our live and continuous coverage of the FIFA World Cup finals. This afternoon, I'm joined, in fact, we are set for a 2 o'clock kickoff, so we're going to try to get through as many of the topics that will lead to what we believe will happen in Dallas a little later on from now. In the seat, as usual, is Andrew Price, the established and accomplished coach here in Jamaica, and we've got a guest analyst here. Valdin Legister couldn't make it. He's heading out west. I'm sure he'll be keeping an eye on the game. And we've got Pierre Battaglia. He's French-Italian, so he's going to give us a very nice balance. Italy hasn't qualified for the World Cup for the last 3 tournaments. And France, they've qualified for the last 2 semifinals, now the third, and looking to join Brazil and Germany as countries to qualify for 3 straight World Cup finals. It gives me great pleasure to formally introduce my guests this afternoon. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Wayne, for the invitations, and we look very excited about this incredible game that is going to come up.
Thank you very much. And we've got in New York a youngster that we brought to the fore on Saturday night. We like what we heard from him, and we decided that we're going to keep faith with him and bring him in as a part of the panel today. It's Kevin Hurlock in New York. Kevin, are you there? Where's Kevin? Not seeing him, so I just have to revert to hearing him then. Oh, he's not there as yet. Well, they're trying to make contact with Kevin Hurlock. As soon as we get him on, we'll let you know. Pierre, let me start with you. Spain against France. It could be argued that these 2 teams are the best in the world at the moment.
Without any doubt. They have proved that during the World Cup this year again. You know, they have the best plays. They have the best players with the best skills. They are, 2 teams that are looking at scoring goal. Mm-hmm. And that is what the game is all about. So when I see so much tactics in between teams who try to not get in goals, and the one, of course, like France and Spain, who really are working out, their team and make sure that they will be able to score goals. And France has an unbelievable front, with Mbappe, Douani, and
Dembele and Elise and so on.
Elise, and oh my God. Mm-hmm. So, and Spain also has an incredible front, and they have the great mentality. That's what I said, the keeping on the ball, and of course, the various way of reaching the goal, and of course, Lamine Yamal, who is the most wonderful young talent that is in the world right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Andrew, as Pierre said, some of the great technicians of the game are in this game today. There's so many subplots around the different matches that we've watched. Yeah, today the subplot surrounds Kylian and Yamin, right? Because they're the 2 most established or the biggest names on both teams. How do you see this one play out, though? Will it just come down to Kylian and Yamal?
Definitely not. There are too many other acts on both teams to discount the other players. When you look on the Spain team, you have Rodri, you have a lot of players that are, are impact players, and when you look even on the French team, their front 4 is a front 4 to die for. Any team in the world would want this type of front 4 when you have people like Olise, Dembele, great players. Barcola gets the nod over Dewey today. So you definitely have a potent offense. What I think will be the difference today is how well both teams' defense play. As you know, Spain only conceded their first goal in the quarterfinals. They have kept clean sheets throughout the entire World Cup. Also, the French team has been very good defensively also. So you have 2 teams playing almost flawless football, and it depends on which team makes the least mistakes today will get the upper hand.
Folks, we're lucky. We're very lucky to have this sort of game, Spain against France. The last time they met was at the Nations League final last year, and Spain were Spain were 5-1 up and ended up winning the game 5-4. But the year before that, they They defeated the French in the semi-finals of the European Championship with Yamin scoring that outstanding goal. And just to give you the starting lineup, we've got Kevin Hurlock. We're going to go to him in a bit. Let's just give you the starting lineup for the French team, Manion. There's Jules Koundé, there's Willie, that's Willie Saliba. There's Upamecano, Digne, there's Chouameni who comes in for Kone. Kone has had a wonderful workup whenever they give him a chance. He's like a man mountain in the French midfield. He's out. Adrien Rabiot is there. There's Ousmane Dembele. There's Michael Olise. There's Mbappe. And as Andrew mentioned, Bakula comes in instead of Doué. And for the Spaniards, Unai Simon, who has now the record, he's beat the record. I think it was Zinazov who had the record of not conceding in 10 hours. Unai Simon has gone way past that now. There's Porro, there's Kubasi, the 19-year-old defensive strongman for Spain. There's Laporte, there is Cucurella, there's Rodri, there's Fabian Ruiz, there's Yamal, Olmo Dani, and there's Bain. And of course, the leading goal scorer for Spain at this World Cup with 4 goals, Oyarzabal. So that's a lineup for both teams. We're now joined on the line on Zoom, I think, by Kevin Hurlock in the United States. Hi, Kevin. We're now seeing you. We're seeing you. Spain against France. Quickly set this one up for us. What do we have in front of us?
For me, it's two heavyweights, as everybody know. Two great teams, two beautiful teams. Very attacking, have a lot of world-class and generational talent. For me, though, France edges it a lot. I hear people saying because Spain hasn't conceded, but Spain hasn't played anybody really to say, oh, they're defensively. They went out there and do what they're supposed to do, but not in a way that I'm saying, oh my God, this Spain team is looking very unbeatable. They play very possessive football, keeping the ball, entering, but under turnover, France have a lot of lightning, Usain Bolt-like pace. So for me, it might be probably edging to a blowout for France, and then Spain is leaving games late. They're not taking their chances. They don't have that. Yes, Oyarzabal getting games, but look at that. They played against a poor Portugal team, 1 goal. Belgium, 2 goalkeeper errors that led to those goals. So it's not like they don't have that star number 9 that is getting goals after goals after goals after goals. They're not, for me.
Yeah. All right. Let me get there with you, Kevin. I'm just going to stay with you for another minute. So the Spanish team, what we know for sure is that they will not park the bus. They will keep possession of the football, and by so doing, they defend by keeping possession. That's almost like proxy defense. Yeah. France has not played a team this World Cup that has starved them of the football. They won't have as much possession as they normally would to do what they want to do. How do they adjust to now having to chase the ball? And by chasing it, it could take away their attacking legs whenever they get it to counter-attack.
Well, for me, it doesn't take away because they have quality. It's not like they're average players. It's quality right through. Kone, I know he's not starting today. That's an option. Chouameni, Rabiot has been looking good. They have a lot of quality. Olise is playing very freely. But when they get it, it's not like they're going to misplace pass. They're going to be nervous that like what small teams do against Spain and lead, but they have quality all around. Going man-to-man. It's not like Spain has these world-class elite defenders. Yes, they keep the ball. They keep on their defense by keeping possession a lot. But at the end of the day, it's not this neat, perfect Spain. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Many people talk about Mbappe and the front 4, yeah?
Yes.
But in midfield, we have, Adrien Rabiot, and of course, Chouameni is coming back for Kone. I'm not Didier Deschamps. I can't speak for him. I'm a bit surprised, though, that he brings back Chouameni coming off an injury when Kone has been playing so well. But France has a decent midfield. But the only thing, though, they'll now have to battle with the pass master in Rodri and the others in the Spanish defense. That midfield is going to work out.
If you look at the midfield of France, 2 of the 4 players, they have played the Italian leagues. They know what counterattacks mean. They know how to steal the ball in the middle and make the 4 front run for the goals. So they are extremely strong in the midfield. As you said, Rabiot and Koundé who play for Roma, and Rabiot play for AC Milan. I think that they're going to have the control of the midfield, and they will be able to block, the Spain team, to play the ball, the small balls, and being able to steal the ball a couple of times, and more or less, be able to do the counterattack for France. So So that's what I'm looking at, how the game is going to play.
Andrew, there are two teams that are brilliant in transition. But we're sticking a bit with the midfield battle. Yeah? So we're going to have Chouameni and Rabiot in the French midfield. But then on the opposite side of the field, we have Rodri and Fabian Ruiz, who came on and has done very, very well. That little piece of real estate is going to be crucial to the outcome because it's about feeding the front lines. Which of those two win the battle in midfield?
Well, I would think that the French team would win the battle because they know how to counter press. And with bringing back Chouameni, it was deliberate. He wanted him fit. He had him rested for the last 2 games where he didn't play them. Yes, Kone did an excellent job, but Chouameni is one of the world's best number 6. He can stand inside there, win balls, tackle, and what he does, he passes out very quickly so that the French can transition quickly with pace. And that is what I think will determine who wins this game. Who can get into that midfield and dominate. And as soon as you get that ball, once you press and win it, you can outlet the ball wide to the players of the speed of a Barcola and of a Dembele.
Kevin, how much of Chouameni's knowledge of these Spanish players, because he plays in the Spanish La Liga for Real Madrid, would have weighed in his favor for Didier to bring him back in instead of an outstanding Kone so far in the middle of the park, rushing Chouameni back for such a crucial game? How much of the fact that he knows the Spanish players because he plays in the Spanish league worked in his favor?
Would be something like him reciting his ABCs, if you ask me. If you know what I'm saying, because it's week in, week out, Champions League, back to La Liga, mix it and playing them in the most intense matches, week in, week out, over 11-month season. So it's kind of familiarity for him at a more demanding and more rigid, rough pace.
Talk to me about Lamine Yamal. He scored 1 goal against Saudi Arabia in the group stage. He's not really set the tournament alight like we know he can. He's got two man of the match award so far, which a lot of people question. Today, though, they asked him at the press conference the other day if he was afraid of France, and he said, "Why should I? We are the champions of Europe. They've not beaten us in recent times. Why should I be afraid?" And so, Konate, and his press conference, they asked him about what Emil said. And he said, well, let him talk about what he wants to talk about. Let's see how it ends at the end of the day. So the trash talking is already there. And, you know, the two teams, I don't think they hate each other, but I think they push each other. How is Lamine Yamal crucial today for Spain?
If he shows up, he's going to be a big difference maker. That he needs to have one of those generational performances that says, I am Lamine Yamal, because this is the World Cup. We have seen him for Barca, Champions League games, La Liga games, but Euros as well, but he hasn't done it on the World Cup stage. As you know, it's just like Mbappe. He hasn't been that outstanding in the Euros, but when it comes to the World Cup, he has been a whole completely different player.
Yeah.
Because you know the World Cup is the peak of world football. That's where everybody goes, and that's where a lot of players make their moves to either Real Madrid. So now he has to make that impact on this World Series, this semi-final, to say, well, I am Lamine Yamal, the heir to that number 10 at Barcelona, I am here.
All right, folks, we're getting sighting of the Dallas Stadium. It's beautiful. It's a nicely laid out stadium, a splash of red, and the teams are on the field already. So before we head over to join our commentators in Dallas, let's go around the table one last time. Pierre, who's going to win this game?
I think France, I'll put it 2-0.
2-0.
2-1 for France.
And Kevin, who's going to win?
3-1.
For
France.
For France.
France.
All right, so it's all France from our experts. I'll tell you at halftime who I think is going to win the game. I have a hunch.
That's the right time.
I have a hunch, though. I can't tell you what the hunch is. So tell you what, folks, we're getting ready now to head over to Dallas for live coverage of this game, this monumental game, this big game against arguably the two best football teams in the world. It's the semifinals of the FIFA World Cup. We're heading over to Dallas. We're going to come back at halftime to talk about what we saw in the first 45 minutes. Let's head over to our commentators and see you at the break. So it's halftime. It's halftime over there in Dallas, Texas. The Spaniards are leading by a goal to nil. They're two crucial flashpoints in the first half, which has brought us to where we are today. Willie Saliba out of the game and possibly out of the World Cup. The moment he fell on his own, nobody was around him. It tells you that it probably, or most possibly, is a hamstring injury. No diagnosis has yet been done, but it does look that way. He went down on his own, and so that would have been a big problem for France, their number one defender, out of the game. And he left when they were trailing because Luca Digne produced a schoolboy mistake. You don't get so much time in that crucial area. Head the ball away. He had lots of time to do it, and Lamine Yamal came from his blind side, and that was that. So Spain leading by a goal to nil. Yazarbal was the man who got the ball in the back of the net. A very decent penalty kicker. From his last 7 penalties, he missed just once. Today was not going to be one of those days, and he almost took the inches off the goal. So it's 1-0 in favor of Spain up in Dallas. We still have got Pierre, Andrew, and I think we've got Kevin on the line from New York. So let me start with you, Andrew Price. A first half that played out how?
It played out very tactical for both teams. Both teams probing and trying to find openings. And I always said a game of this nature against these two giants that a mistake could possibly decide the game. And it ended up that a crucial mistake was made by Digne in the box where he kicked Yamal, and no doubt it was a penalty and it was well put away. So right now, Spain is in the driver's seat. France is chasing the game, and it's all to play for in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah. Pierre, how did you see it?
Well, the game actually was played the way that I was expecting. So Spain keep the ball and move around the ball very well. And France tried to counterattack, stealing the ball in the middle field and try to launch his player in the front, like Mbappe. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, the mistake, is what make the game right now. France definitely has to up the tempo of the game if they want to really come back. And they will have to make less mistake of passing the ball. I see a lot of mistake in the front, so they will have to be more aggressive. And of course, they're going to have to be very careful because now Spain is going to counterattack, and they have the player who can do that also. So it's going to be a very interesting second half, but I still believe that France will be able to come back and win the game.
Kevin, do we have Kevin on the line? Is he back with us?
I'm here.
Yeah, Kevin.
I'm here.
Kevin, tell me, how did you see the first 45 minutes?
As you know, Spain possession football, it's suffocating France at the moment because as they're not used to being without the ball for long periods of time. And when they do get on the ball, they're trying to make things happen so fast. They're making little silly mistakes, maybe not connecting on the same wavelength. As I said earlier, Oli say he looks completely lost today. He doesn't look like that free-spirited number 10 that we see. They're trying to get back in the game. They need the goal now. They're not taking time. Even when they did, like in the last 5 minutes of the game, they started taking their time, putting 2 to 3 passes together. So I think they just need to catch a small little rhythm and get in the game. They're trying to counter-attacks, as you see with Mbappe, but Spain are ready for it. He's the goalkeeper playing that high line, always ready for it.
Kevin, the French team I saw after the concession of the goal looked unrecognizable to the French team that we saw sail through their first 6 games of the tournament, to a point where I think it's Pierre who made the point, and you now follow up to say their passes weren't as sharp and crisp. And I just believe that they were rattled. They're in a position, as I said at the start of the game, how would they respond to not having the lion's share of the possession for the first time in this World Cup? And worse, they've conceded, not having to chase the game. Did they look rattled to you a bit?
Yes, they look very rattled. They look nervous. They look like they lost their identities. Like, wow, we're not used. Now we feel like the underdogs. They look like they're feeling what they do to teams. They're like, wow, this is what we have been doing to teams. This is what we have made teams feel. Now they seem scared. They're not showing that confidence going out. They just seem like they lost their identity. Nobody's who they say they are before the game. They look drained.
Andrew, what is Spain doing so right or so much better than France for them to be leading?
What Spain is doing the normal tiki-taka football that they play. They win the ball as quick as possible when they lose it, and when they win it, they keep it as long as possible. So what they are doing, they are frustrating this free-flowing French team who are not used to being denied the ball for such long periods. So because of this, they're getting very frustrated, and when they get the opportunity to transition, they are hurrying the plays and the passing is not precise. And as a result, Spain is winning back the ball and continuing to keep possession. What I think would have to happen in the second half is people like Barcola and Dembele has to get on the ball a lot more, especially down the flanks where they can attack Pedro Perro and Cucurella. But they are not going down the flanks. Every time Barcola gets that ball, he looks very dangerous, but he's not getting enough balls.
Yeah, there's a statistic that shows that every time the Spaniards lose the ball, they get it back within 10 seconds. France gets it back in 13 seconds. And that's coming into this game. One of the things, Pierre, I noticed is that Kylian has not been on the ball as much as he ought to. For the front four to work, he's got to be the fulcrum of that front four to drag them forward. He's not been on the ball enough in this first 45 minutes, in my view.
Well, I actually very impressed with the back four of Spain. They have been very aggressive, very attentive. They have not made any mistakes, and they seems to be playing extremely well together. The goalkeeper, of course, is a world number one goalkeeper. So, when he came up on Mbappe there, his reaction was incredible, because you don't, if you miss, that tackles, it is a goal.
Yes.
Right. So, so far, the Spain back four are really keeping a very intense, game on the French. And right now, that's what also make the difference. But I'm a little concerned about Tchouaméni. We have not heard him much on the game. I have not seen him much on the game, and I think that they might have to go make a change
And
there.
go back to Kone.
And go back to Kone. Kone had done an incredible, World Cup so far, and so that's what I think they should do.
Yes. Well, we're up on 3 o'clock now. We're going to go for a break, but it was my concern ever since this semi-final bracket was filled out. How would France react to not having the ball? Because the 6 games that they've played, they've dominated possession, which gives them the chance to do what they want to do. If you notice the front four, the much vaunted front four, they're not connecting very well now. And my 3 expert analysts have said it. They don't have enough of the football. They don't touch the ball enough as they used to. And so when they get it, they have to be hurrying and so on. And we figured it was going to play out like this. If they don't do something quickly, I think France, they're heading out to the World Cup. But still got 45 minutes to go. Let's go for the break. When we come back, we'll continue to break down the first 45 minutes of France versus Spain in Dallas, Texas on Bastille Day in France.
This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Monday, my baller. Them make them nation proud. Them play and please the crowd.
Behind every successful team is a network of coaches, analysts, and experts. Successful investing works much the same way. At Barita Investments, our advisors work with clients to develop strategies designed around their goals. Barita Investments, making money work for you.
And when this for the match day, whole team they are when the fans say Biggie Box. Match day and we have the food, yeah. Biggie Box. We rep the same team at Wendy's FC every match day. Wendy's Biggie Box. Yes, ready for the match with a Wendy's Biggie Box. Get a Dave's Classic or a spicy chicken sandwich or a grilled chicken sandwich or a classic chicken sandwich plus 4 nuggets, a medium fries and a drink, all in one box. No matter which team you cheer for this summer, make it a Wendy's Biggie Box. Wendy's Biggie Box. We rep the same team at Wendy's FC every match day. Wendy's Biggie Box.
Tell a friend and earn up to $100,000. Refer them to JN Bank and help them become a homeowner.
With JN Bank's Tell a Friend Mortgage Reward, you can earn up to $100,000 cash when your referral gets approved for a mortgage. Even if you don't have a mortgage with JN Bank, you can still qualify. Visit jnbank.com for details.
House hunting to home, sweet home. JN Bank makes dreams come true.
JN Bank.
We'll help you find a way.
Jacob, 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 Jacob. Creators join Jacob, 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 Jacob. Creators join Jacob. If you write, compose or publish, guess what? Copyright every work, no lose up on cash. Money. Play by the rules, Jacob. I tell you that a simple 1-3 Jamaica. Guess what? Just do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Music users try go get your license. Do it. Do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
Football season, energy up. Any bet, pick your play, pick your play. Big match vibes, make us celebrate. Pick your play, pick your play. Every match is a chance to win. Pick your play. See the odds, I'm locking my pick. Think you know about football? Pick your predictions and put it to the test at anybet.com. Bet on match winners, goal scorers, live betting, and tournament champions. Online or in store, every match is a chance to win. Anybet, your best bet. Sign up today and pick your play at anybet.com. Must be 18 and over, bet responsibly.
Managing your investments with Sagicor is now easy as ever. You can fund stocks, repos, and do more seamlessly. Even get a clear overview of your portfolio performance on the enhanced Sagicor eBank platform. Want to experience effortless investment banking on Sagicor eBank? It's as easy as ever. Contact your Sagicor Investment Wealth Advisor today and update your personal information for access. Call 888-SAGICOR or visit sagicor.com for more information.
We all have people we check on. With Rely from Hawkeye, they can check on you too. Get alerts from your loved ones, share your location, and connect instantly to Hawkeye's 24-hour emergency response service. Whether you're at home, working late, or on the road, help is always within reach with voice-activated panic alerts. Call 926-HAWK or visit us online today. Rely on Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
Welcome back to our live coverage of France against Spain, the first semi-final at the FIFA World Cup. It's taking place in Dallas, Texas, and the Spaniards are leading by a 1-0. Oyarzabal from the spot midway the first half of the game. A schoolboy and an amateur mistake from Luca Digne, and Lamine Yamal came on his blind side and he committed the foul. The VAR didn't even look at it. Right away, it was a penalty all day, all week, twice on Sunday, and Oyarzabal almost took off the net of the inches. So the Spaniards are leading by a 1-0. So we're looking at what is the respective camps should do going into the next 45 minutes, because France will not continue to have to chase the game. Do they take out Aurelio Tchouameni? He's not seen a great deal of the ball, and when he does, he just looks sloppy. Captain Mbappe needs to be more on the football. The front four not connecting. France looking a bit rattled after the concession of that goal. Is the ball possession percentage that is greatly in favor of the Spaniards being the undoing of the French? Are they responding well to that? There's so many questions that Didier Deschamps must be having a chat with his players in the dressing room at the minute. And Luis de la Fuente in the opposite dressing room must be saying, gentlemen, we're playing according to plan. It's going well. Keep doing what you're doing. And so we don't know. So we're going to turn it over now to Pierre, Andrew, and Kevin to find out what would they do if they were in charge of the respective camps. Kevin, let me start with you. If you were Didier Deschamps, what would you be telling your players now?
No, I think we have to change the game plan. Level heads going into the second half. Get on the ball more. Keep possession. String 2 to 3 passes together. Get more comfortable. Feel the game, because if they keep rushing it, the game is going to keep running away. And Spain knows how to keep this football very well. So for me, they just have to keep stringing 2, 3 passes, 4 passes. Keep Spain under pressure. Keep them off the ball. Force them into making the errors.
All right, we don't have time to go to Pierre and Andrew because they're kicking off now in Dallas for the second half. Let's go there. When we come back at the end of the game, we'll talk a bit more and we'll take your calls.
Man, them a baller. This is the greatest show the world has ever known. Man, them a baller. Man, them a baller. Them make them nation proud. Them play and please the crowd. Man, them a baller. Man, them a baller.
Yeah, the coming into the World Cup by the Opta supercomputer, Spain were favorites to win the World Cup. The French became the in-tournament favorite based on what they were doing in the tournament, but Spain actually came into the World Cup as the favorite. They started with an inauspicious goalless draw against little-known then Cabo Verde, but they built into the World Cup, and you could see that they were building in. Yes, they had one or two other obstacles that they had to get over, and maybe that was what told today, in that they were tested along the way. France weren't, and the first time they were tested and asked to pass an exam, they failed it, and they failed it against a team that was always going to exasperate them with their passing game. The French were running around for many minutes in this game without the ball. That's very tough physically, and mentally they had to work overtime because they're not used to seeing what they saw today. It was a near picture perfect performance from the Spaniards, and if they play like this and stick to their game plan and work it out like this, they could very well go on to be champions next week Sunday in New Jersey. But there are two other teams, England and of course Argentina, who are playing tomorrow, who might have to say something about that. But this was a real utter dominant performance by the Spaniards over France. They won by 2-0, and it could have been more. All right, congrats to the Spaniards. It's bad for France on Bastille Day, a national holiday. They were looking, I'm sure, to celebrate massively on the Champs-Élysées and up and down the country in Marseille and Lyon and you name it. But the Spaniards have the final say. All right, so we still have Pierre and Andrew with us and young Kevin in New York to sort of break it down. We'll reconnect with Kevin. We had him just now, so we'll reconnect with him as soon as he's up. We'll get to him. In fact, we're going to be taking some of your calls. We want to go up until about 4:30, yeah? And so we're going to take your calls. And let me give you the numbers early, as we're getting sighting of Lamine Yamal's brother, who has become a sensation at the World Cup. So the numbers you can call us is 876-630-9371, 876-630-9372, 9373, and 9374. Call us and tell us what you think about the game and what you think about the performance of the Spanish team. All right, let's go to our expert analyst, Andrew Price. The Spaniards came with a game plan that worked to utter perfection, and they really were just better than the French today.
Definitely. They totally outplayed the French team. They had 51% possession to the 49 of France, and really didn't show the type of dominance that they had, because I think they were more dominant than what is reflected in the stats. They kept the ball for as long as possible. When they lost it, they won it back as quick as possible. They frustrated the French team. They stifled their attacking front four, and they really controlled the game. And for me, the man of the match for me would be Rodri. Rodri was that anchor in midfield where he broke up attacks and he was able to distribute the ball quickly to his attacking players, and he was a real sheet anchor in front of a back four. This is a Spain team that has conceded only one goal for the entire World Cup.
And they have a proxy defense because they don't defend a lot. This game, though, they show that they actually can defend. Pierre, you've been talking about the defense of Spain. We didn't have a chance to really see it right throughout this tournament because they didn't need to. But today, normally they defend by keeping the ball. Today, they actually defended and looked really good.
Yeah, that's the area that really impressed me the most from the Spanish team. I was not expecting that at all. I thought that France would have had a better chance. But overall, as I said, the team was well organized. They had the control of the game through the entire games, So for France, it was more difficult to be able to break into the areas. I think they got a little frustrated at the end also. Some changes could have been a little better if Deschamps will have make some changes from the beginning of the game. Some of the players felt that they were more fitter for the game than others, but overall, I would say that Spain deserved the win.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is a big shocker to a lot of people because the French were sailing. In fact, if you listen to the different broadcasters around the world, they started to tell you the only way France can lose the World Cup is this way, that way, that way. And I suppose you can't blame them too much because the French, they look impregnable throughout the World Cup and looked as if they were going to sail through to the final at the very least and probably take on Argentina with England still there tomorrow having something to say about it. Again, we are going up to 4:30, so we are able to facilitate a conversation with you. If you feel like you want to do that, let's have a chat because there's so much things. In fact, I'd love if my analysts, well, not today, but maybe in the next couple of days, put together their World Cup 11, who's the breakout star so far at this World Cup, who's been the most impressive team so far at this World Cup, and who you think will get into the final along with the Spaniards. Kylian Mbappe, Andrew, we talked about him in the first 45 minutes. Pierre said it. They started to get erratic closer to the end of the game. He was so desperate, he tried everything. And at that moment, he started to sort of bring the team on his shoulders. And it even started to even look selfish at some point.
Yeah, you know, coming in with all the backing that he has to deliver the goods. And when he saw that his team was in a hole, he tried to do too much by himself instead of getting the support of the rest of the team. But you have to credit the Spanish team. They stifled him. They stifled the attack of the French team. They weren't able to create anything. They were always double teamed whenever they got the ball. They couldn't turn. They couldn't move quickly. Every time they moved, they ran into a Spanish player. And that's just the stifling defense of the Spanish team. They played it to a T today, and it worked well for them. And when they got their opportunities, they took them. Can you imagine a French team only taking one shot on target for 90 plus minutes?
Kevin, the Michael Elise is one, but it's difficult to actually pick out a French player who really had a top game today. They were that behind the Spanish team. I told them at the halftime that Spain, when they lost the ball or when they lose the ball, it takes them 10 seconds to get it back. The French, on average, takes 13, 14 seconds to get it back. So the Spaniards were always a step ahead of them. And today they were so dominant. France didn't get a look in. One shot on target from a vaunted freewheeling front four that has really ripped through the World Cup.
Yep, they look lost. France look lost, but I guess if this match shows that they're not being coached, it's just individual brilliance. And then Spain is showing that they're being coached. They have different options for different problems. They have different solutions for each problem. France is they're looking so one-dimensional against a good, well-rounded oiled machine, and that's what it showed today.
Yeah. You agree that, Pierre, that France looked as if they were not coached? So it's more individuals they were depending on today?
Well, after what they showed for the first 6 matches, everybody believed that the team was imbattable. Nobody could beat them. Mm-hmm. But here it shows that a well-organized team with a very close plan and a very specific plan, was able to do that. And football is a team sport. It's not an individual sport. And that is what Spain was today. A real good team.
Yeah. And Andrew, while we're here talking and extolling the virtues of the Spaniards and how they performed today, we've got to give a great deal of credit to Luis de la Fuente, the coach. He's masterminded something special.
Oh, I mean, he has been coaching that team for the last 4 years, doing a wonderful job. He knows his players inside out. He knows when to make his substitutions. He makes them at the right time. Bringing on Marino in the last 2 playoff games in the opportune time, scoring those 2 goals was a heads-up play by the coach. And he knows his players well. He knows the team revolves around Rodri. Once Rodri has a good game, he's able to break up tackles. He's able to start the attack. He's able to make the ball flow. Then he has a team that is well-oiled. And I said it from the beginning of the World Cup. This World Cup was the French World Cup to lose. And they lost it today.
Yeah. Kevin, the Spaniards today, Andrew keep talking about it, but we can't help but to stress it. It was Rodri's day. It was Spain's day but it was much about Rodri as anybody else. He linked the play well. He was all over the park. You could see that he was, without the armband, you could tell he was a leader of the Spanish team. His performance was that much better than all the French performance. And he ran things in that very crucial midfield. He protected the defense. He sprung the passes forward. He did everything today.
Yes, he did. Remember, he's a Manchester City player. That Ballon d'Or season, that is just the form to a next level. Again, he's the link between the defense and the forward line. Also breaking up plays, linking. That's Rodri. He's the heart and brain of that Spain team. And leading from the central midfield.
Yes. But by the way, did you expect the French to collapse so spectacularly after seeing what they had done in the first 6 games? Did you expect this sort of collapse from them?
No, I didn't expect anything like this because they're working off individual brilliance. So I think maybe it might prevail, but today shows that they were being suffocated. Everything was being drawn out of them. From the defense to the midfield to the star players, it's like they were lost. These are players that have been in Champions League finals, they made back-to-back Champions League games. They look lost. It's like Spain against a rookie team today.
Yeah. And we were worried, Andrew, when Willie came off the field at Saliba. But Lacroix seemed to have settled in very nicely.
He did his job. You know, when football can be a very uncruel sport. When you think about how well France played up to this game, they just picked the wrong day to have a bad game. And this was their worst game for the entire World Cup. And possibly the reason why they were tested by a team that plays total football. A team that is able to maintain possession and able to win back the ball quickly after losing it. And they haven't faced a team like that in the entire World Cup. And it was like Armageddon for them to run into this Spain team in the mood that they were in today. Spain came here to prove a point, and they proved it.
Pierre, it's about 12 minutes past 11 o'clock in the night in Paris at the minute. On Bastille Day, give us an idea what might be happening on the streets of Paris now.
Well, actually, meaning today is a national day, so you have celebrations, and this celebration will happen, whatever France win or lose. Actually, the fact that they lost, some less celebration will happen, and so we will have less problems over their point of view of security. But it's kind of a little sad day, to lose a semi-final of a World Cup on a day of your national day. But I'm sure that they will come back. French football is really, as I speak, he has so many good players, so many young players still. And they will rebuild the team now with a new coach, as you know.
Didier's last game is going to be Saturday.
It's going to be his last game. And I'm looking forward for that because I think that they need something new, something, a little more modern because Didier has been their coach for the last,
14, 15 years.
15 years, something like that. So something new has to come up to the team. And the French team is a pretty young team, so I'm sure that they will come back very strong again.
Yeah. Kevin, talking about the youthful nature of this French team, the Spanish team is also a very young team. Now, are we about to see a Ronaldo, Messi kind of a stretch where the two best in the world go at it? Because they're both young teams. Are we about to see France against Spain as a sort of rivalry that could take us into the next couple of years, given the youthful nature of both nations?
Definitely, especially if France gets a real coach that is ready to put in a certain style of play, get each player get the best out of them, and can switch it up a little bit, not just relying on just Kylian Mbappe, the individual brilliance, but a coach that is going to put structure and a system in play for this team, definitely. Because that is Spain. Spain is just playing what Spanish players do. From that treble-winning team with Xavi and all of them, they just play total football, keep it, suffocate you and hit you and score their goals. France is just individual brilliance. So the moment they get a coach that can come in, give a system, give France a definite way of playing, then definitely.
Well, I can tell you one thing. If you plan to visit Paris anytime soon. Just hope that Didier Deschamps walking away from the French team doesn't become an immigration officer, because he won't let you in. What do you mean a real coach?
I don't. For me, Didier Deschamps is just like he just got a bunch of stars. I never see France play a certain type of football. To me, it's just individual brilliance. That's for me.
All right.
I don't see them play beautiful football. For me.
All right. So we're up on 4:15. As I say, we're going up to 4:30, and we can still engage you. I know some of you might be very, very depressed at the moment because I see a lot of French shirts around the country. Easily the most popular team in the country outside of Brazil for this World Cup. And it can be argued that you see more French shirts in Jamaica than Brazil. You see the Brazilian shirts on the day that the Brazil team play, but the French shirts and flags are all over the place. Tona Thomas, how are you doing? All right, so it's we can still take 1 or 2 of your calls at 630-9371, and it goes up to 4. We're going to go for a break, and when we come back, we'll continue to dissect this utterly dominant performance by the Spaniards. They really played the French out of the park, and it was a surprise to a lot of people, given what we've seen from Les Bleus since the start of the tournament. Let's go for the break and come back.
Behind every successful team is a network of coaches, analysts, and experts. Successful investing works much the same way. At Barita Investments, our advisors work with clients to develop strategies designed around their goals. Barita Investments, making money work for you.
Hear my cry,
A voice you love returns home.
Mighty God of Daniel.
This August, afternoons on Nationwide On Air and online will never be the same.
Win with KFC, big league. Join the league. Win a trip to Brazil, all you mean? Yeah. Big deal, meal deal, big match. Just buy KFC and win that. From now until July 20th, 2026, buy a big deal or meal deal for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Brazil. Courtesy of KFC. That's $500,000 cash from Best Dressed Chicken. 11 weekly winners score free KFC for a year. 65-inch TVs, smartphones, and more. Just WhatsApp your receipt to 876-784-7811 to enter and win big in the KFC Big League. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries.
A voice, a personality you love returns to Nationwide this August. Afternoons on air and online at Nationwide will never be the same.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
Jacob, creators join Jacob, Jacob. Creators join Jacob. If you write, compose or publish, guess what? Copyright every word, no lose up on cash. Money. Play by the rules, Jacob. I tell you that a simple 1 3 Jamaica. Guess what? Just do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Music users try go get your license. Do it. Do the right thing, do the right thing. What? Do the right thing, do the right thing. Yeah. Do the right thing.
The most successful teams don't focus only on today's result. They focus on the bigger picture. The same principle applies to investing. Building wealth takes time, patience, discipline, consistency. Talk to Barita Investments about developing a strategy for your future. Barita Investments, making money work for you.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors. KFC, it's finger licking good. Digicel, powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Anybet, your best bet. Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
Yeah, 34 days ago when we started this journey, we had 104 games on the schedule. At the minute, we've got 3 more, so it's 101 games already out of the way. We have one tomorrow, one on Saturday, and the grand finale on Sunday at the MetLife Stadium in New York. And Spain are on their way there. And, of course, one of the big talking points coming into this game today was Lamine Yamal not yet turning up at the World Cup. They asked him about it at the press conference yesterday, and he said, I don't care too much about goals. I just want to help the team to win the game. He's still not really given a magical performance, Angie, but today he took Luca Dini to the cleaners and had probably his best game of the World Cup so far.
Most definitely. He really looked the part. He harassed Dini the entire game. And I was surprised that Deschamps didn't make a change at halftime and take out Dini. And, the goal he scored was marginal offside. I mean, must have been by a whisker. But the way he took that goal with much aplomb, getting inside and using his favored left foot and putting the ball in the corner, it was really unbelievable that they had called that for offside. But he really had a good game. And like you said, you don't have to be the star of the day, score a lot of goals on the day, but you contribute. And thus your presence of harassing that fullback for the entire game. He's going to have nightmares about Lamine.
Yeah. Pierre, what is it with Spain beating France at these major tournaments? 3 times that Didier came up against Luis de la Fuente, he beat him at these major tournaments. It doesn't matter what France doing before meeting Spain at these major tournaments. The fact is, when they run into Spain, they're beaten. What is it?
Well, he has a formula that seems to be working well against the French team. Now it is for the French to find the different formula to be able to beat Spain. And with maybe the new coaching staff that's going to come in, and maybe some changes and some new players that will come into the team, they will find a way to beat Spain. I think that they have the quality, they have the skill, they have the talent. So it's just have to put it together, find the right formula to play the Spanish team. But it's going to be always, I think that for the next few years, we're going to see this rivalry between France and Spain. Big time.
Yeah. Kevin, you mentioned France needing to go and get a real coach. They'll have to, the search is already on because Didier will have his last game on Saturday. How about, I think Kevin has dropped off. So let me direct that question to Andrew. How about Thierry Henry? He took them to the Olympic finals in Paris 2 years ago.
I think everybody has forgotten that they already have a coach. It's going to be Zinedine Zidane.
He has been appointed?
That's correct. Right after this World Cup, he will be the head coach.
Well, I didn't know that he has been appointed. You see, you follow these stories and you wonder, you wait until they happen. But it's confirmed that he's going to be the next coach?
That was the understanding that after the World Cup was finished, that he would take the job immediately after.
Okay. What do you think about that, Pierre? Zizou?
Well, Zidane has an incredible amount of experience. His only job with Real Madrid, he make them win 3 Champions League
in a row.
Yes. So he must know what he's doing. So, I think that he's going to be a good choice for the French team. And I'm sure that he's going to surround himself with some of his best assistants, and he's going to bring a new mentality to the team. Yeah. And that is what is going to be the most important.
So does he get rid of Guy Stéphane, the current assistant coach, the Didier, who understands the system, understands the players? He brings his own staff, or you think he should keep Guy Stéphane with him?
No, he's going to bring his own staff. As I said, the mentality, the training, the entire, way of managing the team is going to change. And I'm sure we are looking for some great games again for the French team.
On the contrary, Andrew, De La Fuente is going to be Spain's coach for life, probably. Because one of the things that he benefited from, he was their under 18 coach, he was on their under 21 coach, he was their under 23 coach. So he benefited from the players. Nico and Yamal and Pedri and Gavi, they all came through his system, you know. So when they elevated them to the national team, he already knew who they were, what they did.
He came through the Spanish system. So definitely they have invested in him. He has worked with the youths. The youths have grown into big men now, and they're being successful. He'll continue for years to come.
So 292 goals from 101 games. Well, no, we add 2 today, so it's 294 goals at the World Cup from 101 games. It's an average of 2.94, 9293 goals per game. It's the most goals scored in the history of the World Cup. But then again, it's 48 teams. It's the biggest World Cup.
More games.
More games. So 172 was the record. They're well past that. 292. Well past that. And the World Cup still has 3 games to go. And what's his name? Harry Kane has played more minutes than anybody else in this World Cup. He's played at 627 minutes. That's Harry Kane. Leo Messi has played the second most minutes in this World Cup. He's played 608 minutes of the World Cup. And both of them will be on the same field tomorrow when England takes on Argentina. I just wonder if FIFA could have been creative and take this England-Argentina game back to the Azteca.
That's the only way England will win, you think?
No, because they're trying to exorcise the ghost of 40 years ago.
It's going to be a good game tomorrow. I believe that both teams are gung-ho on making it to the final on Sunday. And it's a team that wants it the most that's going to win. The Argentine team, I think they're a little bit fatigued now, Wayne. They have played a lot of games.
Extra 30 minutes in 3 games.
They have played a lot of games into extra time. Let's see how Tuchel freshens his team. He has been doing that very well. And for me, I would give him the coach of the tournament.
Thomas Tuchel?
Yes. And the reason I would do that is looking at the team that he brought to the World Cup, the number of injuries he has had to endure for the entire World Cup, and still able to make it to the semi-finals of the World Cup. I think he has done a marvelous job. People have been complaining, no Foden, no Palmer, no Alexander-Arnold. England isn't going to go far. He is now in the semi-finals on the cusp of making it to the World Cup.
Yeah, well, no less than England did for the last World Cup or the World Cup before.
But the fact of the matter is that coming into this World Cup, because of his selections, a lot of even England's sternest supporters said that this team wouldn't go far. We have seen the pundits and seen what they have said. They are in the semi-finals, so credit must be given to the coach.
Yeah. Pierre, how do you see it? I mean, it's a big game tomorrow. Maybe not as big as this. Probably on the same level of this one, given the history that the two countries have with the Falkland War, the Diego Maradona handball, so many things, a lot of subplots.
Well, if you look at the past, definitely Argentina has always been able to, to win the matches against England, and it's an incredible history there that we can review. I expect Messi tomorrow and see what magic he's going to bring to the game. Meaning every single game Messi has done something special, and I don't see how he's not going to do the same things tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's see. I agree that the Argentina team is looking a little tired. You definitely can see it.
Yes.
They have played so much game
with extra time,
and also stressful game, very stressful game. So maybe that's going to be a little too much for them tomorrow. But as I said, they have somebody called Messi in the team.
And not only that, Pierre, you have to understand that they have done it before, so they know what it takes to get to the final.
Yeah.
So they'll just get themselves G'd up and pumped up and get ready for that final.
And it's the first time Messi is going to play against England in a competitive game. He has never played against them in a competitive game. So tomorrow will be the only time. I think one team has kept him off the score sheet this tournament. I don't remember, but he has not scored in one of the games. And I don't remember which of the teams.
It was the last game.
Was the last game?
Yeah,
Yes.
against Switzerland.
Switzerland. They kept
Yeah,
him
he
off.
didn't score.
Yeah, and what they did, they double team him and push him wide, and do all sort of stuff. I don't know. The England coach Thomas Tuchel, he saw students, a student of the game. So probably he'll be looking back at that Swiss tape to see what did they do to keep him off the score sheet. All right, we're coming up on 4:30, and we've got to put a wrap on this brilliant day of football. The Spaniards really excited us and produced one of the performances of the tournament. Maybe not as flashy and exciting and flamboyant, but it was a study in football brilliance. And they really took the French to the cleaners today. It was so sad for the French to look at how they looked against the Spaniards today. It just was not their day. And they were beaten by a much better team on the day. And you've got to say congratulations. We'll see you in New York on Sunday, says Spain. All right, Pierre Battaglia and Andrew Price, Kevin Holak over there in New York. We'd like to thank you so much for the contribution that you've given to this show today. Alex Swibby, our executive producer of the World Cup project here. And we must say thank you to as well. We're going to be back tomorrow, 1:30 in the eye. We're going to build up Argentina against England as if the game needs building up. But we're going to do it still. We're going to do it. So we're going to be back here at 1:30 to build up to that game. And by the end of business tomorrow, we'll know which two teams. We know one already, Spain, who will follow the Spaniards to New Jersey at MetLife on Sunday to decide the champions of the world. So, see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for your company. And we'll be back to see you again tomorrow at 1:30. Argentina, England. Get ready for that one.
Nationwide 90 FM has just presented action from the 2026 FIFA World Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor Group Jamaica. Wise Financial Thinking for Life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Multilink, fast, secure, everywhere.
People that turn up.